Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to 3D Hangouts. We're going to start the show in just a minute. I thought we'd do a little pre-show to make sure our streams are running fine. So last week we started using Restream.io, which is a service that can broadcast to multiple services. So we are broadcasting to YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, and Periscope. So I'm going to do a quick check and make sure that all of that is working. Everyone in the chat room say hello. We are running the Discord chat room, which is right next to Pedro. If you want to check out the Discord chat, you can sign up and go to discord.gg/Adafruit. The link is right above the chat window there, so you can check that out. We are also in the YouTube chat room and the Facebook chat room. There are lots of chat rooms to manage, so that's why I thought we'd do a pre-show. Let's see here. I know. So Olansky is asking, I can't watch and chat on Discord. I know. It's one of those. It's like let's think of it as like a premium chat, but we are in YouTube as well. Hello. I feel the same way when I'm on my mobile device.
I actually forgot to load the YouTube chat, so sorry about that, guys.
I got it
logging in right now.
Yeah, Pedro's gonna man it over there. I'll have it over here as well. And good morning, everybody.
Sorry if we seem a little bit distracted this morning. There is a Category 5 hurricane.
Yeah, we are not in
coming
New York.
Right for us.
We are in South Florida, and we are getting all our preparations ready for Hurricane Irma. She is on her way over here. we're keeping a close eye on the storm and making sure that we got everything we stocked up on water and supplies and that sort of thing. So after the show, we're going to actually set up some hurricane shutters and tear down a little gazebo thing because it probably might fly away. But depending on how inland it gets, we might not get too bad. It's really uncertain, so we might as well get ready. But we are not evacuating. There's no evacuation thing going on.
We're not in
yet.
an evacuation zone.
Yeah, so we're pretty inland, but you know, might as well be ready and stuff. So is the audio working?
Yes, it did work when I tested it.
All right, cool. Last time we had a little problem with the audio. I had like switching problems.
Do some switching?
Sure. Let's do the overhead. Hello, overhead. That looks fine. Overhead, underhead. There's the coupon code. There is the chat window thing. And I think this one is the web. There's the webs.
Yep, nothing cut out.
Cool. All right, well, we got like 3 minutes. So how's everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing all right.
Hello, Charles, Nikoto, 3D Dragon.
Oh, neat. Writer's got his stream on the TV and Discord on his phone. It's a nice little combo there. Sweet. It's a good setup.
Yes. Kirby's in the house.
Hello, Kirby.
Skyle Rocket Special. The Discord link is...
It's up there. Discord.gg/Adafruit.
Also in the chat room, too.
And chat's easier to click.
Actually, it's a 6.5 category.
No, it doesn't go over. Doesn't go over. No, it is a 5. We have the Weather Channel over there open. It's like 91 degrees outside. But yeah, it's like 180 degree winds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're watching a live stream right now on Facebook. Antigua, the islands over there, are getting pummeled hard, man. We saw a bus got flipped over and people were trying to save people out of the bus. It's Brandy. She's actually
no, it's a category 5
stuff. Yeah,
like it should die down to a category 4 or 3 by the time it finally gets us. We are in the Palm Beach County area, a little bit more inland.
Yeah.
So, plus we are in a...
Oh, that sounds good. 56 Fahrenheit in Wisconsin, where Kirby's at.
That is freezing for us.
With a high of 63. Yeah, that's pretty cold for us. Charles is saying it's 85 with the gusts up to 225.
Oh yeah, that is
Mittens weather for Florida. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our warm blood could not survive.
Orlando. Looks like it's going towards Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
We were gonna go up there this weekend.
Yeah,
but
we actually had a plan to
canceled all of our
for my mom's birthday, and instead she got our
yeah, we canceled our hotel.
Yeah.
I think yesterday.
Even though those hurricanes or the hotels are supposed to withstand Cat 5 hurricanes, yeah, we figured now. We don't want to get stuck in traffic. There's a big problem with traffic right now.
Yeah, yeah, we have a all concrete block house, so it's not going to blow away.
Plus, we have a zero lot line, so we got
zero
other people around us.
We are nice and sheltered between all the other houses.
Yeah. 3D Drengen is asking if we ship to Denmark. You want to check adafruit.com/distributors. You might be able to find a distributor in your area that's local.
Charles is in Lake Worth. We are in Royal Palm Beach.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope you are getting ready, or if not already.
Yeah, we were stoked to try out our high-impact hurricane-resistant windows.
Yes, these are kind of new. We got them installed this year.
It's only rated for 145 miles per hour, which is...
We're a little bit under spec for a Cat 5.
Yeah.
Youch.
So we got to put up our shutters.
Yes. Surprisingly, the house came with these shutters, which is nice. They're like kind of custom fitted for all of the windows, which is kind of nice. Oh, cool. There is a GE job opening for biomed. If anyone in the West Palm Beach area is a biomed. Sweet. From Kirby.
I should apply, Kirby.
Not helping positive thought? What do you mean? Which one?
Oh, it's 11:01. Let's go ahead and start.
We're already starting. We're already here, man. All right. Do you want to do the... I think the intro will work. Let's see if it works. You guys ready for the intro? It's not Thursday. Just started it. I got to fix that intro. After Effects is hard, man. Especially when like the whole design is driven with the typography in the center. Excuses. Here we go. And we are live. I'm trying to get live. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. I'm Noe Ruiz, a designer here at Adafruit. Joining me every week is Mr. Pedro.
What's going on? I'm Pedro Ruiz, creative tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is the show we combine 3D printing, data electronics, smash them together to make inspirational projects for you, the community, the maker community, and folks. How's everybody doing today? We are live streaming on all the platforms. We're live streaming on YouTube. We do the show every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We're also streaming on Facebook Live. We are streaming on Twitch and Periscope. I think that's all of them. Yeah, so hello everybody. We're also in a Discord. We have a Discord server now. So our chat over here is the premium chat. This is the chat for our Discord server. You can, if you want to register to that, you can go to discord.gg/Adafruit. But if you're on a mobile device, that's fine. We are in the YouTube chats as well. And we'll periodically check on the Facebook chats if anybody's out there. But for the most part, we are in the Discord and the YouTubes. So hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Let's go ahead and get started with the show. Today's coupon code is PICODOCK. PiCODOCK. If you want to order anything in the Adafruit shop, I would get it before Friday, or rather before Thursday. So you can use the coupon code PICODOCK. You get 10% off your order. This is good until tonight. So it expires tonight at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. So check it out. We also have some cool deals going on. If you go to adafruit.com/free, we can do you can get this free UPS ground shipping. I think that's a deal that's kind of ongoing, but for more details, go to adafruit.com/free. And we also have same-day delivery for the fine folks in New York City. There's certain zip codes where that's applicable, so check that out. Run through this real quick. We have some daily newsletter stuff. So if you want some daily newsletter stuff, you can subscribe to that at adafruitdaily.com. It's separate from your Adafruit account if you do have one. So if you want that, you'll have to do it manually. That's how we do newsletters. And we also have another newsletter. It's like a weekly newsletter. This one's more about new products. It's called New News. I'm sure you know why. So check it out. And the last slide I have here is the Discord slide. So we are official partners for Discord. We are loving the whole Discord thing. We're using it for all sorts of different things. Project help, sharing projects, just general chat, off-topic chat, cat photos, dog photos, you name it, we got it in the Discord chat. So there's about 1,000 people that are registered now with the Discord. Thank you guys so much for registering with it. And there's about 200 or so active people at any given moment, which is pretty insane. This is a great option because unlike the YouTube chat, Discord lives forever. It's always going to be there. It's a lot like IRC without the mess. So that's why we are on Discord. So hello everybody in the Discord. Writer just put in a member count. And Sigafos is saying, yeah, we are premium. Let's go. So hello everybody in that chat. Yeah, so it's I'm not sure if images will show up because it's kind of like the slimmed down compressed version of the Discord chat. So I don't know if images will work or not. But hey, let's jump into this week's project. This one's a fun one.
This week's project, if you haven't noticed, Phil has been having a lot of fun doing a lot of Nintendo Switch dock or Joy-Con and dock mods. He recently got himself a nice little compact dock, and then if you checked out the recent posts on Discord, Twitter, all the other social channels, he recently modded his Joy-Con.
His Joy-Cons. They're a lot of fun. A lot of fun projects you could do with the Nintendo Switch. So kind of changing out the skin, making 3D printing your own grip thing for the Joy-Cons. 3D printing your own dock, which has been a thing. And there's been like cool, contests as well.
As well.
Yeah, he did a couple live streams with Tanute Scott.
Yep.
He was doing some Mario Kart, which is a lot of fun, and he's getting a lot of ideas, and we're all kind of coming with ideas for the Nintendo Switch, because it's kind of a neat platform to kind of build projects on. So we thought we'd do something similar. Pedro, what do you got here? What are you showing us here?
Yeah, so we made a 3D printed Nintendo Switch dock with a projector right on there.
Nifty. This is a nifty idea.
Kind of trying to show it off here.
Yeah.
So we're just using this very small little portable Pico projector.
Yeah.
Took apart the Nintendo Switch dock and 3D printed a nice little mount for it. So we jump over to, I don't know what we're going to jump over to, the overhead.
I just wanted to see the chat in the YouTube. What do you... What?
So for something right off the bat compared to the Nintendo Switch dock. Nice big old chunky thing. Ben Heck actually did a nice little teardown of this.
He tore down all of it. He tore down the Switch, he tore down the dock, he tore down the Joy-Cons.
There is a ton of empty space in here.
Yeah.
Nice little compact little PCB that provides the HDMI, USB-C, some nice little USB ports on the back there. And this is really all that you need to power and do all the HDMI out. So 3D printed a nice little compact dock that can hold all the necessary components. As you can see there, it's a lot more slimmer than what Nintendo gives you. It's actually the same thickness as one side of one of the sides of the dock. So everything is nice and compact on there. Left it nice and open so you can add any of your own modifications, like adding a themed dock on there. Of course, everything is all sketch-driven design, so you can get all the files to mount this in any orientation. Like I added it in this way just so you can easily connect your HDMI cables and USB out while still having enough room to add something like a wireless keyboard on there. Of course, all of the little brackets that are attaching to the projector can also be updated, so you can use whatever other projector that you might have.
Yeah, what's cool about this is more of like a proof of concept as a nice fully contained unit. It is plugged into the wall, but there probably are some instances where you could take it out and have it portable.
It does work, although because the HDMI does need to be powered, you
do need it plugged into the wall. You need
those
extra 12 volts going in there. We tried a battery as well, but that wasn't working either, was it?
Yeah, they seem to have some sort of either there's some DRM or something on there that only wants to work with the wall adapter that they provide for you.
Yeah, there's something weird about it. So that's why we use the actual circuit board from the official dock. So let's take a look at the board itself and the components that are really inside the Nintendo dock. Yeah.
So these are the two main things that are inside of there. In addition with like little springs and things that make this work. Nice little extended USB-C connector with a ribbon cable. This is actually very maker friendly in terms of it not being completely soldered on there. It has a nice little latching mechanism that is holding everything in place, so this can come out. You can orient this in a different way. And same thing goes for the back of the PCB. Also has a nice little latching mechanism on there.
Yeah, there's several mounting points too, so it's nice and mountable. You can secure it to any kind of surface that has those holes. So the real work of this was kind of like, yes, you basically strip down the dock and take out the electronics and then kind of fashion your own dock so you can repurpose it. That's kind of what we did here. So the real grunt of the work was like, bust out your calipers and figure out where are all the mounting points for the PCB. Because there are no schematics for it, as far as I know. There are no schematic drawings for the board, so you have to kind of measure it yourself. So what is this thing?
Yeah, so this is what we originally wanted to use with this. It is simply a USB-C adapter that breaks out into an HDMI with an additional port here for power. It's a USB-C for power. But they seem to have some sort of DRM or something on that prevents it from actually working. And we tried a couple of different ones. We tried this one as well. Same thing with this one. It just didn't want to actually display the HDMI out. We do have one more additional adapter coming in, which we'll try after that. But yes, we did have to stick down with the original PCB that comes with the dock. There are a number of other digital docks that you can purchase, like the one that PT got, which sort of like remount everything to the side, but you still have to use the original PCB from the Nintendo Switch.
They give you a shell, and you basically have to take the guts from your official dock. The dock does come with the Nintendo Switch. We got an extra one, and it was $100, right?
Yeah,
it was $100, so it's kind of a pricey,
definitely pricey
replacement. But
exactly,
hey, it was all for kind of the trial and error of seeing if we could do this, and you totally can.
One of the main stars of this build to make it nice and compact are the addition of these very nice little DIY HDMI connector cables that we got in the shop last week. Super handy for doing HDMI projects like our Pi or monitor projects. What makes these really cool is the ability to make a compact HDMI connection without having to have that honking big HDMI cable that usually comes with those types of projects. We always have to model around there and accommodate our enclosures for that. This makes it incredibly slim. These ribbon cables are also super flexible, so you can actually bend these without damaging them. They have this nice little fabric
ribbon cable, yeah.
Fabric type
it's
of
really
texture
thin.
on it.
It's like
super thin,
but it's not like fragile.
It's not fragile at all.
Extra durability to it.
So super handy for a lot of projects. We also have these as bent right angle and left angle. So depending on the orientation that you need to mount, say your Raspberry Pi Zero or whatever other PCB connection, you can completely customize these. We also have different lengths for the ribbon cables. This is a 10 centimeter. We have 20, 50, and 100 centimeter long cables.
Yeah. That prompts me to, if you want to see all of the different bits and bobs that we have, check out, just do a search for HDMI parts in the Adafruit shop. You can see all the ones we have. There's a lot of them that are sold out. We're going to probably get some more because we weren't sure how these would sell. So we were able to find a pretty good, reliable manufacturer to make these things. Because we're not making these in-house. It just doesn't make sense for us to make them. But hey, I think there's only one manufacturer that makes them because like this isn't really a thing that people thought people needed. So it's pretty cool. A lot of, like Pedro said, a lot of different sizes. They are all compatible with each other. So keep that in mind. All these different size connectors, types of connectors, they all use the same ribbon cable. Okay, here's a really long one, 100 centimeters. We even have the micro HDMI. So it seems like not many people want the micro HDMI. Maybe they do. I don't know. Regular HDMI, and again, they all have like the different right angle, upside down, right side up, all those type of things, right? So just search for those and make your own, configure your own, fashion your own HDMI cable for your project. These are actually for like FPV flying and stuff. That's what they were kind of marketed as when we were searching for them. So definitely good for all sorts of different projects, especially embedded projects.
Exactly, yeah.
Cool.
Second part of this project is the little 3D printed dock I designed for this. The tough part about this was getting all the mounting holes right, and if you don't have a Nintendo Switch, there are actually these slots that help guide when you slide it into the dock.
Yeah, check this out. So it's kind of keyed. So this is the Nintendo Switch. I just took it out of the dock. There's this little kind of a little slot here, and that is like so that it lines up perfectly with the dock itself. So you can't put it in backwards or the wrong way. So it's pretty neat, and that's what the bottom looks like. Yeah, so it just fits. What do you want?
Yeah, so the little slot simply slides into there. So redesign that so you can have a nice, simple, little 3D printed solid file. So you can actually use this in whatever other project that you may need to build your own dock.
And this brings me to a good tip here. It was like instead of 3D printing the entire dock, it's a good idea to just kind of test small bits of it. So this tiny little piece is testing 3 things. It's testing the mounting holes, the sizing for the HDMI connector, the sizing for the thickness of the switch, and the sizing for the actual key.
The chamfer for actually building the little slot, and then also the fillets that are used to hug the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, so this thing prints in what, like 5 minutes?
Yeah.
It looks like you printed it really fast because the surface quality doesn't look that good, but it works pretty well.
Yeah, and in printing this, we were able to figure out that this is actually like the minimal size that you need to actually
here's my dock.
hold
it's like this
the Nintendo Switch. So definitely recommended when you're printing out, or when you're testing out all of your tolerances, all of your sizing, mounting points, to not print the entire part, but actually break your parts up into little chunks so you can verify that everything is fitting how you need it to.
So that way you can print it fast and less material.
Exactly, yeah.
Yay.
So we jump into the learning guide for this.
Yeah. You want to take any questions? Anybody got a question?
Let's see.
What do you think about the USB-C Pi 0 and displays instead of the current ports?
I would like to see more USB-C things.
Yeah.
We don't manufacture the Raspberry Pi, so
yeah, so we can't really say it. But
it'll definitely come down the pipeline.
So far, we have like what, 2 devices that have USB-C?
Nintendo Switch,
and the GoPro 5, Hero 5. That's about it. Everything else is still micro USB.
My MacBook.
Oh yeah, his MacBook. Oh,
all USB-C.
Can't forget the MacBook.
Yeah,
courage. So much courage.
Yeah, all the adapters are actually pretty small. They all work.
Yeah,
everything. There's no drivers that need to be updated.
Yeah,
how it works together.
It works great.
I am a big fan of USB-C. Yeah, especially with the it doesn't matter what
reverse polarity or whatever. No,
yep, you can plug it in whatever angle. Being able to get HDMI audio,
all from one cable.
All from one cable, and then convert that into Thunderbolt.
That would be great for the Pi, because then you just have one.
You just have one port. Yeah.
Let's hope for Pi 4 to have that. We'll get Eben on the phone. Hey, Eben, come on.
Yeah,
man.
I'm sure it's one of those things where everything is moving towards it. They just have to get all the manufacturing right to make sure that the ports are nice and secure onto the PCB and all that.
Okay. Well, other than that, any other questions, we'll get to them. But let's go ahead and take a look at the guide. So the guide for this project is going to run through all the parts that we use and pretty much the whole assembly. So the point here is to kind of have a nice reference of how to take this thing apart so you don't break it, because we did, and we don't want you to break it. Nah, we didn't break it. All right, so there's all the parts. A couple interesting tools and stuff. So the Nintendo is infamous for the tri-wing screws. So we have a nice little screwdriver set that has that as a part. It's a 38-piece set. So if you're looking for a nice new screwdriver that has like a bunch of different bits and stuff, check out this one. It's a nice one. It's like 15 bucks, 38-piece. It's a nice little screwdriver there. What else? And it tells you all the bits that are there. They have actually 2 different tri-wings, a Y2 and Y3. The projector is on Amazon. Let me talk a little bit about it. I mean, I actually broke out these guys here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. So it's actually a really kind of low quality projector. I don't really recommend it if you're like not using it for a kind of a DIY project. I mean, 25 lumens is probably the lowest on the market. I hear some folks even saying that 200 lumens is like too low. So there's obviously you can spend as much money as you want on your projector. This is $100 bucks. I think it's the cheapest one you can get. It fits in your pocket. It's really, really small and light. It has a built-in speaker. It does have a battery. It says it has 80-minute runtime. So that's like about an hour or so, so it does have the built-in speaker. It has like built-in micro SD card support and like USB reader support. So you can like play images. It has like its own like OS, like a mini OS or whatever, so you can switch different HDMI sources. It also has regular like a composite video stuff. So
yeah, the UI for it is very nice. It's super easy to use. It's just
no remote control. It's so cheap. You just use the buttons on the side. And there's like a little focus thing too, so you can kind of pull the focus.
Yeah, it's sort of like a diopter, depending on how close or far away you are from your projection.
It says up to 60-inch image in low light condition. I mean, I guess. Well, I didn't really try it, but yeah, it is very low light. I mean, 25
we had to turn off all the lights.
that's really low. So yeah, as you saw in the video, if you didn't see the video, we had to really turn the light down in order to kind of capture that. But hey, it's about that's what you get. I mean, this is like a nice little.
The refresh rate is pretty nice. It's 60 hertz. Yeah. It's playing at what seemed like to be over 30 frames a second.
But by no means is this like the like.
There are higher versions of this, so you can't get one with more lumens. It's just what we had laying around.
I bought it because I wanted to make a Rick and Morty portal gun. That's why I bought it. I didn't get around to making that project, but That was an inspired project by the folks at Hammerhead's Makerspace. They actually used this very same projector to make Rick and Morty's portal gun, or Rick's portal gun, because it like actually shot out little portals and stuff and had sound effects. It's pretty cool. You should check out the project if you haven't already. But anyway, other than that, the parts and stuff, like we said, the HDMI plugs, the screwdriver, some M2 screws, and even things like a filament and diagonal cutters and stuff like that to get in there. All right, so let's take a look at the 3D printing part. So these are the 3 parts?
It's just 3 simple parts. They print with no support materials at all. They print completely up. There's no support materials needed. The mounting hole or mounting standoffs on here are tapered, so they print at an angle. So
you can actually see it better here in this Fusion 360 model. You can see how they're kind of tapered there. So you could print it in supports, but we don't recommend. You don't really need it. If your printer has active cooling, you should be okay, because we printed this on.
Even if you don't have any active cooling, because it goes away from those little standoffs to print out all the other parts, you will get enough adequate cooling around those areas, so you should be good to go for that.
I'm trying to get the right. Yeah, this is the orientation that it prints. It's just really hard to kind of show that because it's not a free orbit. But anyway, you can check out the download link for that. Of course, it's all sketch driven and parametric, so you can download that. There's a download link over here. You can download it in SAT, STEP, OBJ, FBX, and even SketchUp. So if your CAD package supports any of those, check it out. You can get all the solids and sketches that make up the design. Yeah, and the brackets are specifically designed for the Pico projector. So if you have another projector, you can modify the sketch and update that.
Yep. All you have to do is type in the numbers for that. Everything should adjust and stay together with that. So all of the clips should go underneath whatever projector. Yeah. If you have a different mounting orientation, you will need to up those accordingly.
I'm sure there are some projectors that have like a VISA mount. So you could like have those VISA mounting holes. There's kind of standard holes, so that's even easier to make. So cool. Or you can just download the Thingiverse files. If you don't have a 3D printer and you do want to make this project, you can actually order the parts from our Thingiverse page. I don't really say that a lot, but
there's a nice little order button there that will find out the local printers in your area.
No, you just click on
it's down here. Things.
Order this print. You just click on that, and it'll take you to the 3D hubs. There's actually 3 different places now that you can get it from. 3D hubs, Print a Thing, and Treat Stock. I actually haven't seen this yet, so I don't know. I recommend 3D hubs. I've used that before for like their prototypes and stuff. So check that out if you do want to get it 3D printed, but I recommend getting a printer. All right, some quick slice settings and stuff. This is all the settings that Pedro used specifically for his printer. What printer did you use?
So for this one, we used the Sigma BCM 3D. Okay. I used a 0.4mm nozzle just because of the small tiny holes needed to mount the USB PCB on the bottom, and then 0.4mm or 0.3mm layer height for that, since you don't need to be super high resolution for any of these.
Okay, cool. Yeah, 10% infill because it's pretty thin, so most of it is perimeters. So that worked out well. Yep. No supports. Yay!
No supports, 10%
no heated bed.
infill.
I could tell there's no heated bed because the bottom is pretty warped.
Yeah.
D-tape. It works fine though because you can teeter it, but it doesn't matter.
So because there is no interaction with the bottom of this and the print and the projector, it's just brackets on the bottom.
Doesn't matter. Prints it in like 30 minutes or something.
Yeah. So the next part of the guide is all of the assembly for this.
Yeah. So again,
it's basically just a teardown of the Nintendo Switch dock. All the nice little areas of where you're going to need to take the screws out for this. So right off the bat, you're going to need the Y3 tri-wing screwdriver bit. There are 8 of these, and we mark where all of those are. Once you're able to remove the latch side of the dock, you will be able to access the PCB. They are actually only held in with a couple of clips. None of the mounting holes actually use any of the screws.
Yeah, they're just posts or something, like standoffs?
Yeah. So before you remove the PCB, you are going to have to take off the ribbon cable. So like as I showed earlier, you just have to flip up the latch, and then using a tweezer, the little tabs that are on the side of the ribbon cables, you're just going to have to wiggle them side to side until they become loose from the little mounts that are on the side of the latch there.
Yeah. So just be, is it delicate? No, no.
They are nice and thick, so you
slowly.
shouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't break them. There is actually like, what's it called, on the top here? You can see that there is an additional sort of what's it called? So you are able to bend this.
Is it like a metal
support
film or something?
Yeah, so there is actually some sort of support on there, so they're just not going to break off. So they built these pretty hardy.
All right. Cool.
So these are the tabs that I was talking about. You just have to set those loose away from the actual little sides of the latch. So once you get those off using tweezers, you are able to remove the PCB away from the little tabs, mounting tabs that they have on there. So I did remove 2 of these, and in both instances they did break on me. So just be prepared.
Tabs? Yeah.
Yeah, so just be prepared to fully commit on attaching these to the 3D printed part or whatever other.
So even though they're broken, we could still put the PCB back because there are standoffs that go into the actual thing. It's just like an extra support thing. So they didn't really plan for that to be like removable, but hey, if anything, you could like use mounting tack or something to keep it secure. But once you put the cover back on, it'll stay in place. And before you remove it out, you definitely want to take out this little guy here. So this is this little JST connector is actually hooked up to a little LED on a PCB, a little surface mounted PCB.
Yeah.
We didn't use that. We didn't reuse that because we kind of didn't need it. So all the LED does is just gives
it's just a status, yeah. It just blinks when the power is connected to it or not.
It shows you whether it's charging or not. And the LED is just like one color, so it doesn't like change or anything. It's not special. There's no special like, it's just, it's two wires. But yeah, it's a little delicate. The PCB female connector is like 0.6 millimeters thick, so you could crush it with your hand, so be careful with that. Most of the JST connectors are kind of tight, so you got to be a little careful with handling it. Just kind of wiggle it out until it's fully out. You okay there?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You want me to keep going?
Yes.
All right, well, the next thing after you disconnect the JST thing, you can take out the board. And then there's some more screws underneath the board. You gotta remove these screws in order to get to the USB-C connector. That's its own little piece. So you got more screws. Once you get through the first layer, Nintendo's like, okay, let's just use regular screws. So these are regular Phillips head screws, the kind of plus signed one. So you just need to remove what, like, I don't know, 8 of them or something, 10, whatever.
Quite a bit of them, yeah.
But once you get that, then you can remove the other half, which is the thing that kind of holds these two together. And what you'll see is at the bottom, there's even more screws. So you got to get to that USB-C connector. So there's even some more screws to get to. There's 4 of them here on each corner. Those are, again, regular screws. Once you pull that out, this is how the mechanism works. There's actually 2 little springs. It just kind of gives you a little bit more of a secure feeling when you actually dock it. So we didn't use them in this project because it just adds more complexity to the project. So we didn't use these springs. And there's a little plastic bracket that's actually mounted. The PCB is mounted to these little brackets here. So once you get that out, you can remove this little protective film thing. It's just kind of like an insulator thing, so nothing shorts out. And then take out these screws. These screws are actually really, really small. We think they're like 00 screws, so we are reusing them in the project. So you want to use the PH00 screwdriver bit so that you don't strip them, because they're kind of cheap screws. Like, they're like barely metal screws, because you can strip them, so be careful with them. But once you remove those 2 screws, then you can take the PCB out of the little bracket assembly. Then from there, you can get started on mounting it to this guy here, to the 3D printed part. Start with the USB connector, of course. We're using those screws from the bottom. You want to make sure the orientation is correct. I don't know what the right, I don't know what the right. We need to. Okay, it looks like we found a typo. We'll fix that in a second here after the show. Thank you, Ryder, for finding that. But yeah, figure out the orientation. I guess did you used to see that the standoffs are on this side? So then just look at.
Yeah, we need to mount it with the ribbon facing away from the standoffs, just because of the way the orientation of the latch mechanism is on the PCB board. You need to have it fold over itself, so mount it with the ribbon cable facing away. And again, this is just this orientation.
Yep. Did you have to tap the screws, or they come out?
I definitely recommend tapping the screws before
screw holes,
the mounting holes
in the
for
3D
that
part. Okay, all right. No, this makes sense. All right, cool.
After that, you can attach the ribbon cable to the PCB. You want to align it with the bottom of it, so you can flip it over and then align the PCB onto the standoffs. Again, you shouldn't need to thread these, since the orientation of the way that the standoffs are printed, and they actually print the threads right on there. So you should be good to go from that. So you can reuse the machine screws that come with the dock when you disassemble it, but just because I like the flat head on the screws, I used the M2 by 5mm long screws on there. Of course, you can reuse the little ball head ones.
You only use 2. You don't need all 6. You can just use 2. It's kind of like skateboard trucks. You just use 2 screws. All right.
Yeah. Next up is connecting the brackets, and that's pretty simple as well. You can either connect it from the top or the bottom. There are countersunk holes on the brackets,
which is great. Yeah. So if you look at the bottom here,
should be able to fit either the 12mm ones or a 0.5 on there. That should hold pretty nice.
Countersunk, or you can fashion your own brackets if you need.
Yeah.
Cool. And the reason why there's so much distance between the bottom of this guy and the bottom of this guy is just to allow stress and kind of heat for the USB-C connector ribbon cable.
That is the main thing, yeah, for the ribbon cable, so it's not completely bent, and then to give you access to the buttons that are on the top of the projector.
Correct. Yeah. All right.
After that, you can slide the whole assembly onto the top of the Pico projector. Just make sure to avoid the little rubber feet that are on the bottom and keep it away from the venting holes and the buttons that are on there.
No, it's in front of the venting holes. There's still access to.
That's me sliding it on, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, you'll just have to assemble your HDMI connectors. As we stated earlier, we're using the straight mini HDMI and regular HDMI connectors here. We're using the 20cm long ribbon cable.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
And then you the HDMI plug on the PCB will is a little, the tolerance on it is pretty tight, so you have to make sure that it's inserted all the way in. If you notice that your HDMI connection isn't working, that's probably why.
Plug
Just
it
make
all
sure
the
that
way.
it's fitted all the way inside.
Okay. Any access cable can be tucked underneath, as it said in the guide.
Yep, that's pretty much it. You are going to have to connect it to the power the adapter that comes with the dock, just because the HDMI is going to require that extra power to actually push the audio and picture through.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So it will work kind of without the 12-volt wall adapter, but the gameplay is like really sluggish and slow frame rate, and even the audio is like all weird and robot soundy. It's super weird. Maybe we could do a quick test here, but yeah, you kind of need to have it plugged into the wall because it just needs to work that way. Cool. Well, that's the project. I was going to go to the coupon code. PiCODOCK. Want to pick up anything?
Pretty difficult to actually show the gameplay from this, but
yeah, it's near impossible.
Yeah, especially with all the lights that are on right here. You actually had to wait until it was nighttime to film. No. But it works pretty good.
A whopping 25 lumens. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. You can kind of see it there.
Yeah, you can.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And just adjust the focus on here.
Focus, man, focus.
There you go. Oh wow, that's cool. It actually works.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, the other bits that you want to use, there's the little pan and tilt swivel ball head adapter, so you can add this onto a tripod, and you can do some gameplay there. It's actually asking me to update when I go into Zelda. But it's pretty cool being able to take this away. I know. Yeah, it's asking you to update.
Don't care. Yeah, I just found this this shrine. I don't know what's in here yet. Should probably check it out. But yeah, I'm in. Where am I in the map?
What's cool is that the built-in speaker actually sounds as good as the Switch that's on there.
What the hell are we doing? The weirdest thing. No, I can't see.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, this is a lot of fun. Obviously, you know, kind of a novelty, but hey, it's a neat little experiment.
Yeah.
That's all.
Super cool with the ability to get the sketch files if you want to create your own themed out dock, mount the PCB on something else, and of course all of the little HDMI parts that make building this nice, compact, and pleasurable little DIY project.
Yeah, there's no noticeable lag. I mean, it's just like a regular, it's an HDMI display. It's just a projector, that's all. Again, there is lag if you don't have it plugged into the wall. There is.
Actually, let's show what that looks like.
Okay.
So if I disconnect the power from that.
All right, so can you turn up the volume or no?
Yeah, should be up all the way.
Okay. Put your mic up to it. That is straight up robot.
Yeah. Actually, the gameplay is pretty good. It's just the audio that's being affected.
No. It gets slower once like there's a lot of elements to render in the screen.
Yeah, so you definitely need to have the HDMI powering.
That is so trippy, dude. Oh man.
Plug that in.
Yeah. Once you plug it in, though,
It immediately goes back.
it's all good.
Now I did
I just
try.
used up one of my electricity things. Oh well, it's fine. It recharges up.
Oh,
sorry.
you can't see it. There you go.
Sorry. Oops. There you go.
Pretty cool for
So
projecting
weird.
like on the side of a wall if you're out camping or something like that. You should be able to hook this up to a battery to get the power to the HDMI cable. So it's a super cool little project.
Yeah. All right, we got enough. Gameplay. You guys believe it's real, right? Believe me, it's real. It's just a projector, man. It's all good. All right, cool. Well, that is this week's project. Next week we'll have some. I don't even know what we're doing next week. We gotta worry about this hurricane.
Yeah.
We'll have some hurricane projects. We'll have an update for the hurricane, so that'll be cool. Well,
You do have some things you're prototyping. If we actually can't talk about.
we could, but
box.
I can't. Yeah. We'll have to save onto that. So that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and jump into some shop talk stuff. We got a 3D printed. So this is what we use. We use this to kind of showcase some community designs that are on the project. Basically, just like a cool way to kind of showcase someone else's design and 3D print it. Where is it?
This week's Time Lapse Tuesday was this really cool Voronoi skull.
Voronoi skull.
Actually, they call it a lamp Voronoi skull. So you can add something like a little tea light or, of course, a NeoPixel jewel on the inside here to create some nice little Voronoi shadows on whatever areas that are around. So you can see some nice little texture graphics. Now they're going to use this for Halloween decorations on the outside. Have some light shining through there. Maybe add like a little soundboard on here. So nice little project.
That's the wrong link. I was gonna show it to you, but that's the wrong link. So maybe you can fix it after the show.
Yeah. So we're using the BCN Sigma on here. We're using the 0.6 millimeter nozzle at 0.4 layer height. So this printed a lot more faster than it would had we used a smaller nozzle. And I really like how thick this is too. So we could drop this without having it fall apart.
Yeah, I was just pulling it up here on the screen to show you guys, because we do want to give credit where credit's due, even though we didn't link it right. So here it is. Yeah, so this is from Xuan on Thingiverse.
So this is a remix actually of another skull.
Yeah, it's another remix.
You can see it there.
Yeah, so
From the original.
pretty cool.
It's just not Voronoi.
So yours was scaled up to like max on the Sigma, right?
Not complete max.
Yeah, it was like
Just a little bit
200%,
more
I think.
smaller, just because I wanted to be able to rotate it 45 degrees for the time lapse. So you could see the side of the face. And they did a really good job of adding the support materials under the chin, on the eyes, and you can still kind of see on the inside here for the tops.
Yeah,
using-
Mixer is a great tool for adding these kind of tree supports. So it's cool.
And it's about the same size as a human head.
Yeah,
Pretty close.
well,
So nice job on that. Never too early to start building all of your Halloween decorations.
Sure.
Especially with the amount of time it takes to print some of these.
Yeah.
So very nice design for that.
Cool.
Very cool.
All right, and again, check that out on Thingiverse. We'll fix the link after the show, but there's the site. Just type in Voronoi skull and it'll show right up. It's like the most liked one. So good job.
Looks like it was a featured design as well, so that should
Maybe.
pop
Oh
up.
yeah, the little star there. Yeah, featured on October of last 2 years ago.
Yep.
Sweet. All right, well, that's pretty much for the shop talk. Other than like recommending these little HDMI parts, I think that's most of the shop talk part. I got some other community makes too that I want to run through. Or actually, let me jump back to the shop talk. There's some contests that I think you guys should check a look at. I kind of checked it real quick before the show, but you can check it here. The first contest is this one from Pinshape. They're having a protopasta contest. It looks like it ends in 38 days. The prizes are a bunch of High Five Blue PLA from protopasta, so check that out. Good way to win material if you already have a 3D printer. Okay, another contest is from Instructables. I saw this one. This is a Bluetooth challenge. The grand prize is a MacBook Air, which is pretty cool. There's 5 days left to enter the challenge, so it's a little bit late, but hey, there's only 59 entries. So anything having to do with Bluetooth, it could be 3D printed or not. There's just a lot of wide variety of Bluetooth projects. And we have quite a few Bluetooth boards. We have the NR51, the NR52, the Feather, the non-Feather versions. And there's a lot of demo code and stuff like that that we have in the Adafruit learning system, so check that out. Next up, this one is from MyMiniFactory. This is a chance to win a DLP 3D printer with a value of like $3,600. There's also some runner-up prizes like, I think that's a Prusa i3, could be wrong. The swag bags, some other stuff like that. And the thing is to kind of promote, I guess, this new piece of software, this new piece of design CAD software. Looks like it specializes in like kind of low polygon design, Voronoi type design. So they have different themes and stuff, jewelry, vases, smartphones, and sci-fi stuff. So check that out if you are interested in that. And that's pretty much it for all the contests this week. If y'all have any contests that you want me to share, let me know. I always like sharing them. It's a great way to kind of get your work out there and win some cool stuff. All right, now we can jump into the community makes. Got some cool ones this week. Let's jump into the first one. This first one is actually from Andrew Stott, who goes by Distrupt It Yourself. Check him out on Instagram and YouTube. He did a really awesome build upgrade to the PiGRRL 0 project. So he's using a technique where you can get this really awesome texture, this infill texture. So the idea being that you put a zero bottom layers so that you can reveal this really cool looking texture here. And it almost looks like it's, you kind of wonder like, how did you do that? It looks really cool. So it's all done with some clever filament swapping techniques, and again, setting a zero bottom layer for when you're printing this, because this layer here prints in the bottom. He also did some nifty things like adding a USB audio adapter to the bottom. He integrated that instead of using instead of using the USB connector like I have. He upgraded it so that it is audio. So that's what's really cool, is like the project is, it kind of leaves a lot for people to add on top of it, and that's really what I want to see, is like people adding to the project. I also did some nifty color choices here and a little accent here on the frame, which looks really cool. So check it out. I'll have it linked down below in the description, and you guys can, of course, subscribe and check it out. Let's see. Another one here is from Ajax. I actually found Ajax because he was commenting on Andrew's Instagram account, so I found him. And he has some really, really nice updates to the case as well. So printing it in this kind of dual extruded version, or probably printing like clear on the bottom and then printing a different color on the top to get this cool dual color look with a single extruder, I believe. So check that out. He's printed quite a few of them and learning a lot. He had a really, really nice heartwarming message saying this type of project, before this project, he never really messed with electronics or thought that he could do electronics. And that's really what these projects are all about, is to get folks that aren't comfortable with electronics and into it. So that's why we create these projects for folks who can build on top of and learn and kind of get familiar with electronics, because you don't need a 3-year engineering degree to kind of work with, play around with electronics. So very, very awesome stuff. Check him out on Instagram as well. I'll have it also linked down below, and I'll probably make a blog post. I'll definitely make a blog post of it because it just looks really cool. So thank you, Andrew and Ajax, or Anthony really, for sharing these with me. Really, really cool. And there's another PiGRRL build. This one's from Thingiverse user Luciana, who made the PiGRRL. A lot of PiGRRL projects this week. It's one of the most made projects. So really cool. He's using PETG because the PLA version cracked with the screw post. That's a really good argument to make with G, is that it's a lot stronger than PLA, and it's real transparent as well. So really cool. Printed on a Anycube i3 Mega. Sweet. All right, we got another make here. This is Pedro's Halo sword. This was a make by our Borum on Thingiverse. This is super cool. This is actually scaled up 150% and printed on the CR10 3D printer. Y'all know about the CR10 printer, right? Look how massive this thing is. It's on Thingiverse. It's on Instagram as well. These photos. This thing is massive. Look at her. She needs both hands to hold it. It's crazy. Super cool. Halo sword. Printed on the CR10 at 150%. Well, about 150. It's like 148. But all those settings are here too. That's awesome, man. I didn't know you could print it that big. It's like the blade is in 2 pieces, right? Like you can't even see any of the seams. I don't know if it's photoshopped or not, but ours wasn't, and you didn't see the seams either. So another make too as well. This one was made by Thingiverse user Just in Time. Just in Time 804. Nice post here of it. He printed it on his Maker Gear M2. Sweet. All right, got another one. Actually, that's all of them. That's all of the makes. So if you all have any cool projects that you'd like to share, you can share them on the Discord server. We have a nice show and tell here as well. So you can check this out. Let's take a quick browse to it. See if I can get my computer over there. Yeah, so check out some of these projects here on the show and tell section. This one's from Mad Bogger. Looks like some dot stars in the Gemma M0. That looks really cool. We have some, this is awesome. Thingiverse, not Thingiverse, sorry. Username fluoroantimonic acid. Look at these. These are like actual Circuit Playground characters made from real components. That's super funny. Oh, with nail polish and a Sharpie. That is super cool. Here's one from William Worthy. Looks like a nice arrangement of different components here. So check it out. If you're not a part of the Discord server, you can check it out. Oh, here's a cool one from Andrew Chalkers. Hey, Andrew. Basically kind of remixing, there's packet sniffing. So this is a great kind of using Node.js on a Windows machine to kind of get a nice little JavaScript IoT project going on. That's cool. It's a good hackery project. Cascade is working on, I'm not sure, is that a fidget spinner? I can't tell.
Kind of looks like one, yeah.
Maybe, with like lights in it. That's cool. And of course, a lot of different projects and stuff. What's this one? A color tool. Interesting. Running MicroPython. Eventually run on CircuitPython.
Very cool.
This is awesome.
And
Ronnie sharing his setup here.
From Magpie on 2 of Kirby's projects.
Yeah, check out the Magpie magazine that came out. It dropped this month, I guess. And there's like 10 Pi0 projects that you can make. And Kirby's digital free library is actually on, is it on the Learning System? I believe it is. Yeah, so check it out. It's a really cool way to kind of get digital content out there for people. So check it out. And his intercom, Alexa intercom, is also featured.
Super cool.
So those are the projects. Thank you guys so much for sharing them with us. And if you want to join the Discord chat, you can go to adafruit.cc, or no, discord.gg/Adafruit.
It's up there.
It is up there. Yes. All right, now it's time for the Q&A.
So we have Charles saying that we should have used a piece of cardboard to project on. Yeah, that would have been a really good idea.
Yeah, we didn't really plan on showing it.
The projector we did link in the learning guide.
Yeah, I also linked it in the YouTube chat as well. Yep.
Any Minecraft fans out there, we do have some Minecraft projects. If you look on learn.adafruit.com, Tony actually made one where you're physically interacting with one of the cubes. It'll actually build one in the game.
Right. Yeah. It's a really cool one. Kind of metaphysical.
Let's see some of the other comments inside of, let's see, heading over to Facebook here. Just a good comment from Nathan saying he doesn't have a Switch, but he is enjoying the information that we're giving out.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you. Sigafos, I should make some Minecraft stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting kind of props and things with Python that you can do. So from both sides of a designer or a programmer, there's a lot of things to do there. I think that's why it's so popular.
Writer is commenting saying that the feather weather lamp.
Weather lamp using a Circuit Playground Express. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So the idea being that you pull some data from weather APIs and display them with the NeoPixels. Yeah. I don't think the Circuit Playground doesn't have any internet capability stuff. So yeah, I don't know how that would work. But still a cool idea. Russell is working on his own 3D printer with a laser head add-on for engraving. That is a nifty one. Be careful with that one, of course, but hey, that is a really cool build.
Any fails this week, says Kirby.
Let's see, the fails this week. Not yet. I know there's
success this week.
Yeah, no,
so far.
not really. Yeah.
And I think it's going to do it for this week. Oh, one last thing. Yes, LulzBot did upload this really cool video on how to finish magnetic iron PLA. How to get that nice oxidation going on in the filament's properties. Cool.
I missed this
Show
one.
off.
What? That looks dope. Let me put that in the show notes. That's great. Did you see the octopus? He looks so cool with the... Man, we can't steal the video, but hey, look at that patina. That's great.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Nice. Oh, I wonder how that works. I wonder if they use like peroxide or
vinegar,
something.
probably.
Sweet. All right, we'll have to check it out.
Check
Well,
that
thanks
out if
Kirby
you
for
wanna
that.
get
That's a
some
great
really
little
cool
tutorial.
effects.
Yeah, another good use of kind of making, making kind of post processing. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Awesome.
All right, guys. Depending on the track of this hurricane, we may or may not be here next week.
But wish us luck.
In terms of power.
Be safe. Everybody be
good.
safe. Our thoughts go out to everybody out there in Houston. And if you want to join us later tonight, we have Show and Tell and Ask an Engineer. We might see some new products. We might see some top secret stuff. So that is tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then the Show and Tell is right before that at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're actually probably going to move away from Google Hangouts eventually. We're thinking about it. It's on the mind.
So definitely make sure to get on the Discord so you can be alerted when that transition does happen.
You said it. All right. Tomorrow, you can expect to see John Park live. John Park's Workshop live. Last week he did one on the Gemma M0 pinball hack thing. Awesome. That guide is out. So if you want to make
guide and videos
you can check it out.
In case you didn't check that out.
Super fun time. Hopefully our internet is up so we can be there and moderate. But other than that, we'll have some more videos and stuff. Desk and Lady Ada is a random hacker, pseudo-random-ish type thing. But we'll see you guys tonight, and hopefully next week will be all okay. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We will hopefully see you next week.
Remember to level your bed, unclog your extruder, and hope your printer prints.
That's a new one.
See you
Thanks, guys. Bye, everybody.